Hello, my name is Kelly Chakarian, and I'm going to be showing you the Photoshoot makeup tutorial using the package that I have curated for you. First, we're going to go in with a foundation shade. I'm using Sunlit, and I'm just priming my eyes with this color. It can be any of your foundation or highlight shades, and just put that lightly on your eye for a good base for your eyeshadow. Next, I'm dipping into a setting powder to just set that cream, and now you're gonna have a really great base for your eyeshadow. I'm going in first with my eyeshadow brush. I'm using the fluffy end, and I'm dipping into the color Sedona. And this is gonna be our transition shade, and we're just focusing on putting it in the crease and a little bit above. Especially if you have hooded eyes like me, you're gonna wanna make sure that when you open your eyes, you can see that color. Next, we're gonna go into the crease with Labyrinth. It's this deeper green color, and you're gonna focus on just the crease. We're not taking it up to the brow bone this time. We're just deepening our crease right here and kind of focusing on the outer 3/4 of the eye. Next, I'm gonna take the multitasker brush and dipping that padded side into the color Cupcake. And I am just focusing on the inner lid of my eye. Not going into the crease, not going to the outside of the eye, just the inner lid to keep that light and bright. Now I'm going in to just blend it out, make sure everything's looking good. Now I'm gonna take the smudge brush, the round dense end, and dipping into the color Cocoa. This is our dark brown, kind of mauve-y color. Focus on the outer quarter of your eye and do not go above the crease. You're just gonna lightly press it into the lash line and into the outer quarter of the eye. Press it into the crease, but we're not gonna go above the crease. Deepen this color to your liking. This is gonna be your big drama shade, and then just blend in those edges nicely so they look really beautiful. And I love how much this just accentuates your eyes. If you want a little added depth or just wanna make sure everything is blended, dip back into that color called Sedona very lightly and just blend up towards the brow bone. Now we're gonna go in with this light shimmer called Sabrina, and you're only focusing on the inner tear duct. Now we're taking that deep green color again with the eyeshadow brush, and it's just the small smudgy side, and line your lower lash line with that color. And then now I'm going to take that dark cocoa color and lining kind of the outer 3/4 of your lash line with that color to give added dimension. Now you can fill in your brows to your liking. If you need a color match for your specific brow color, feel free to reach out to me, and I'd be happy to recommend a color for you if you don't already have a brow routine. I'm just following the natural hairline that I have, and then just filling in the sparse areas in the front and brushing it into place. Now I'm using a setting spray with a spoolie brush, and I am dipping that damp spoolie brush into the brow wax. And this is gonna just brush my brows into place and give it a really full, beautiful, fluffy brow look. Put them into the shape that you want, and that's gonna hold all day for you. And you can always fix your brows at the end. Now we're gonna go into the face. So if you have a contour, this is where you're going to contour. This is really gonna bring dimension to your face. So we are not going below the cheekbone. Go right at the bottom of your cheekbone and hug that cheekbone. Do not come further than the outer edge of your eye. And then go ahead and line your hairline with a contour as well. I come down about 3/4 or halfway down my forehead with that contour. Now I'm going in with the smudge brush, and I'm gonna contour my nose. If you want the appearance of a slimmer nose, make sure those two lines are close together on your nose. The closer those lines are together on your nose, the slimmer your nose is gonna appear. And that is pretty much it for contour on the face. Now I'm gonna go in on the jawline. You just brush that contour shade on the bottom part of your jaw, and that's really gonna give you this defined neckline and jawline for your photos. And I like to take it on the sides of my neck just to slim it out a little bit more. Now we're gonna go in and color correct. You are gonna use a darker highlight shade or a darker foundation shade and go in on maybe any blemishes or any distractions that you have. Be precise about where you are putting this darker shade. We're not just slapping this everywhere. It's only going where you have darkness or contrast on your face. I have a lot of redness on my chin, and you can see that redness just disappear with a darker shade. And then I have some creases on my under eyes, and I just have dark shadowing in there, and so I'm getting rid of those dark shadows with just a little bit of that color correcting shade. Now I'm going in with my medium shade with the blend brush, and this is just a very light application of your medium shade. You're putting this basically everywhere where you have not already contoured and over where you've color corrected. And I'm just patting this into my skin. It's really just kind of blending out and kind of like giving me a really even polished canvas rather than it adding much coverage. We've already taken care of the coverage with that darker color, and this is really just kind of polishing up everywhere else. Now I'm gonna go in with the bronzer, so if you want a little bit of a warm, extra glow, I think this is really beautiful to just brighten up your face and make you look really vibrant and healthy. Do not put it on the center of your forehead. I got a little bit too much on the center of my forehead, so I went back in with my medium shade and brightened up the center of my forehead. You want to keep the center of your face really light and bright. And then you can take that bronzer down your neck as well. Now I'm going in with my medium shade and just highlighting the bridge of my nose and blending in that nose contour. We're gonna go into our brightest highlight shade now. So we used 3 colors. This is now our brightest or lightest shade, and I'm only focusing right on that inner part of my eye and right where I have creasing from my bag. I don't wanna put it everywhere. I just want a little bit of product right there to brighten up my eye. And then I'm just cleaning up my eyeshadow by putting a little bit on the edges of my eyes as well. Now I'm going to use the blend brush to just lightly pat that into my eye and blend out anything that I have left there. And then now I'm going into the multitasker brush. I'm going to contour my lips. This is just going to add fullness to your lips and going to give you really great contrast, especially in photos. You really want your lips to stand out. Everything is a lot more muted once you take photos, so having that contrast on your face with your lips is really going to be so beautiful in your photos. I just lightly put on some chapstick on my lips so that my lipstick wears a lot better, and I'm using now an illuminator shade. I'm using the shade Rose Gold, and then now I'm going to put blush on the tops of my cheekbones. Make sure you don't come in further than the pupil of your eye. Stay on top of your cheekbones. You want to see the blush when you look at yourself, but you don't want to see it in the center of your face. So again, just cheekbones and higher, and kind of blend up and back towards your temples. This is going to give you really popped cheekbones, and it's going to look really gorgeous in your photos. Now I'm taking that same shade, nude, and putting it on my lips. If you want a brighter shade on your lips, you totally can do that, but I do recommend definitely having a color on your lips so that contrast shows up in your photos. Now I'm putting illuminator on the tops of my cheekbones as well, and right in the center of my lips to just add a really pretty glow without it being crazy shimmer that's gonna catch on the camera. It's just gonna make you look really dewy and beautiful. Now you can fix your brows, kind of your finishing touches, putting on mascara, and we're pretty much done. If you want to set any shiny areas on your face, especially if you're taking photos in a warm setting, you can put that just on your under eyes, chin, and the center of your forehead, but there you go.